Hello, and welcome to my life on film. We're here in 1993, so we're going to jump in for a top 10, which for once was a little bit more easier for me to achieve. Number 10 is Benny and June. Benny and June is one of the first times I truly got to know that Johnny Depp was able to handle comedy in a very unique way, and it really got me into the silent movies of Buster Keaton because of how he acted in this movie. It is a love story of a brother and sister who find love to help them move on with their lives, to get on with the problems they're facing personally, as they have different mentalities. It's very, very funny, very, very clever, and Johnny Depp steals this movie without even trying. Number 9 is Falling Down. Falling Down follows a man who just sort of has a breakdown one day and just decides to go on a bit of a rampage. The reason I love this movie so much is the fact that it kind of reminded me of a boss I used to work for. Seeing how he dressed and how he acted just reminds me of that boss. And Michael Douglas is absolutely fantastic as this guy who's just had enough. He just wants to break out of this life, that he's stuck in. It is one that's really, really enjoyable. The biggest ones that I haven't seen: Dazed and Confused, even though you can quote it. The Sandlot. Again, it's a sports one, not really into the old baseball. The Age of Innocence. Again, I'm picking the top ones, I don't really know enough about that one. And Hocus Pocus, mainly because I'm not into the witch type movies. I have been checking out a few to catch up throughout the recent years. One will appear later, and one has already been seen. But, number 8, Demolition Man. I'm going to say this every time. I like a trashy, over-the-top action movie. There is nothing missing in this one. Stallone, Snipes, Sandra Bullock, and 3 seashells. Yeah, it's bonkers. It has a clever enough idea to actually involve time travel with a cop needing to adjust to a future world and a serial killer who also has to adjust but thrives. I really enjoyed this movie, and with recent news that there may well be a sequel, you know damn well I'm ready to watch. Number 7, Cliffhanger. More Stallone here, where he has to play the rescuer, taking on a group of ruthless bank robbers who have basically needing to search for their treasure along a mountain range that only Stallone can really navigate. Add in the fact that you have John Lithgow as the villain, which we saw last time as somebody I can watch in any movie. He is great. And again, a bit over the top, but with one of the best opening sequences of an action movie, because it definitely goes in a direction you didn't see coming. This is definitely an action ride you will enjoy. Some I didn't enjoy. Hey, I pick certain movies because I like other ones around them, but Robocop 3, didn't like that at all. Rising Sun, it is very racist, doesn't work. Groundhog Day, everybody else seems to love Groundhog Day. I just didn't find it that interesting, I'm not gonna lie. And the final one is Ocean Waves. Now this one's only on here because it's a Ghibli movie, and I usually rave over the Ghibli movies. This is one I just didn't really get too into. It felt too dramatic to actually be interesting for me. But it's not saying it's terrible, it's here to make a point that I do not only love Ghibli movies. On to number 6, What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Johnny Depp is back, but this time he's overshadowed by Leonardo DiCaprio. He has to just basically be a brother to his autistic son, always getting in trouble. He just wants to escape this life. It's wonderfully told about what we need to sacrifice for family. The scene when their mother sadly passes away is heartbreaking because he is broken, but he has to become the strongest member of the family. And it shows that this is such a great young cast that could have gone on to so many more things, and of course they did. So it's a very, very good movie. Number 5 is The Fugitive. More action here when John Kimball gets falsely accused of killing his wife. He goes on the run. We have a ruthless US Marshal tracking him down, who's just, in fairness, doing his job. His job is to catch him, not to make an opinion on whether he's guilty or not. Again, wonderfully told, great action sequences, and the scene in the sewer tunnel is one of the most iconic of any action movie. Number 4 is Mrs. Doubtfire. We have to have a Robin Williams movie on the list. Look, every single year seems to have an Arnie, a Stallone, Nicolas Cage mentioned, and Robin Williams. Here we are again. Robin Williams is back. Again, fantastic. It's the best comedy role he's done, where he decides to dress up as the nanny to stay close to his kids after a divorce. And it's just how he handles it. He hits all the comedy notes perfectly well. We know Robin Williams is fantastic. Again, his best comedy role of his career. Number 3 is Philadelphia. Tom Hanks here again, but Tom Hanks in a more serious role, taking a step back from all the comedy he had done, which many, many people forget that he was doing a lot of comedy before anything else. This role took him seriously. This role gave him an Oscar. Denzel plays the lawyer trying to defend him. Again, phenomenal. And one of the more fun facts about this movie is the fact that apparently John Leguizamo rejected this movie to make Super Mario Brothers instead of playing Tom Hanks' partner in the movie, which went to Antonio Banderas. When you see how that ended up, he laughs and jokes about it himself. But again, we want to talk about this movie. Tom Hanks, absolutely perfect. Number 2 is Schindler's List. Now, we know these are my favourites, so it's really, really hard to put Schindler's List as a favourite. It's so hard to watch. It is one of the best movies you're ever going to watch. There's no doubt about it. But to call it a favourite is hard to say. The performances throughout everyone is phenomenal. The emotional roller coaster you're going to feel through this movie is devastating. It is one of the hardest watches, one of the most important watches, and most importantly, one that has to be seen to truly believe what Spielberg was capable of, because not only did he make Schindler's List this year, he made the number 1 on my list in Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is actually the first proper live-action movie I remember seeing at the cinema. After being raised on the land before time, you know, dinosaurs were cool, so I ended up going to see this, and I absolutely loved it. I still love this movie. It's easily one of my all-time favourite movies. I'm never going to say anything other than that. It is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And the dinosaurs still look better than the ones in the more recent Jurassic World movies somehow. We're not going to get moaning about them yet. They'll appear on something else soon. But for me, Jurassic Park is an all-time classic. It's one of the best you're ever going to see. And it's an essential watch for everybody. But we have to say thank you all for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at NewGuyReview101. I also have Letterboxd where you can read some more of my reviews along with the ones on Movie Reviews 101. And let me know what your favourite movies of 1993 are, and which ones that haven't been mentioned on the list that I should be looking to check out in the future. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.